you're well. You join me on the boat for another session after Pike. The chaos of Christmas has passed and we're coming up to the new year now. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to come down and try and get a few fish. The conditions are okay. The river's back to its sort of normal winter levels. It's quite mild for the time of year, quite nice and overcast. So yeah, hopefully it'll be good for a pike or two. I've also got some maggots and some worms with me because I think the perch might be around today. We'll see. But anyway, I'm going to get the gear set up and I'll catch up with you shortly. Cheers. Okay, we're all set up now with a couple of baits out. I've got a float fished half a roach just on the left hand side there. As I say, that's float fished with a single size 6 treble with half a roach on there, and then the rod to my right I've got a float ledgered setup on that rod with a whole smelt. I've put a little bit of ground bait out as well, just to see if I can attract some smaller fish. Might try live bait later perhaps, but also want to give it a go for the perch as well. And that's probably a rod length or two out, and there's a few bubbles coming up, which is good. So yeah, let's see how we get on. Hi, good afternoon. A couple of hours into the session now. No takes as yet. I've had a roach, half a roach out on one rod and a smelt on the other. But as I say, no takes as yet. There's no real signs of any pike around, but there are some small fish rising, so that's always a good sign. I've had quite a few small fish on the float and maggot, which has kept me entertained. I've had probably 3 or 4 roach and I think about the same 3 or 4 perch and a little skimmer bream as well. So I'm going to mix things up a little bit. I think I'm going to put a little live bait out on the float and I'm going to recast the other rod. So hopefully that'll do the trick, and I'll be back with you with some action. But I think, as I say, I have had a few perch, so I've put some worm out as well. Chopped up worm I've just fed into the swim, so I'll definitely be going for the perch a little bit later on. I've probably got about 3 hours left to darkness, so let's keep our fingers crossed that we get something shortly. Right, I'll just run you through the setup I've got on the float rod. I've got a Winchwood fixable reel with 15-pound line, and then I've got quite a short 9-foot rod, which is 2 3/4 test curve. That comes, I've got a stop knot at the top, so that's a power gum stop knot. That comes down to a bead, and then I've got a Fox Predator slider float down to another bead, just to protect the float from hitting the weight, which is just there. And then that comes down to a swivel, and I've just got a clip, a stick clip there, just to make it nice and easy to change traces. And the trace in this case is 28-pound E-Sox green wire down to a single size treble, size 6 semi-barbed. So that's the setup I've been using, and that little roach has been sat on the bottom, and I'm just going to shallow this up and try a little live bait. We've got a little bit of a drift coming down the marina today with the wind, so I think I'm just going to try and cover some water with a live bait and just sort of let it sort of free roam around down there. So let's see how we get on. Well, I'll just show you the setup on the other rod just before I cast it out. So it's the same rod and reel setup. So I've got the Winchwood fixable reel, 15-pound line, 9-foot rod. This setup is slightly different in that it's a float ledger. So again, power gum stop knot at the top, and then I've got the Fox loaded deadbait float. That then comes down to a small ledger weight, similar system again with the stick clip and the trace. The trace this time is a twin treble trace with 2 size 6 trebles. I'm actually using the Corum snapper traces today. I was a little bit lazy and didn't get round to making my own. I do need to make a few more following the trip on the fens, where got through, managed to catch a few nice fish and got through a few traces. I'll leave a link in the description if you haven't seen that video. Quite a few nice fish there. So I'm just going to put a big smelt on, see if there's any big girls around. First treble just in the root, in the tail root, and then the second treble just sort of in the middle of the fish there. So that's the setup. Let's get that out and see if anything's around. Just going to try this a bit shorter and down to the right. Perfect. So I just sink the line, bait runner on, just tighten up to it, and let's see if that can't do anything for us. Got a take on the float. Oh yes, what's this? Oh, that's a big pike. Oh, brilliant. Oh, got the tangle. Okay, so first take of the day. Got quite a nice pike on. This is just on a little live bait roach. Fished literally just at the end of the jetty there. That's a lovely fish. Fighting nicely. That's got to be a double, I think. Look at that. Got any more in you? It's going to go mental in the net. There you go. One more. Brilliant. Look at that. What a run. Right, let's get her in. Brilliant. Great stuff. Right, let's get it sorted and get a quick photo. There we go. Hopefully you can see that all right. First pike of the session. £10. Great stuff. Try and get another one. But yeah, really pleased with that. Okay, let's get her back. She gave up a good fight, and she's had a little rest in the net. But yeah, that was changing tactics. I literally just popped a live bait, small live bait roach just down the edge there. If anything, I was thinking about maybe a perch or zander might be there, but yeah, it's a lovely pike. She's swimming around. There you go, lovely. Right, let's lift up the net and let her go. There she goes, swimming away strongly. Okay, so yeah, that was the first pike of the session. I just double checked the weight of the net. It's actually just over £2, so yeah, just under £10. And what I'm going to do is put that exactly where it was last time. So again, a little live bait roach. Bait runner on, just on at the just below the rod tip, really. Just shows me rocking and rolling in the boat doesn't scare them off at all. Anyway, so with that, I'm going to now try and catch a few perch. Okay, just going to move on to the perch now. I'll just run you through the tackle I'm using. As with most of my fishing, I try and keep it relatively simple. So I've got a 10-foot float rod. This is a John Wilson float rod. It's quite light, and it's got a nice through action. I've got a 4-pound line. I've got a waggler, a Drennan waggler float, and then that goes down to a size 10 barbless hook. There you go, size 10 barbless hook, and just above that I've got a shot there just to keep it on the bottom, and I'll be fishing 3 or 4 inches over depth. I'll be feeding maggots and chopped worm, and fishing worm on top of that. So we've got these lovely worms fresh from the tackle shop yesterday, and I'll just pinch on a maggot as well, which just helps keep the worm on the hook, and I'll just pinch the tail off just to get a few of the juices going. So yeah, very simple, straightforward tactics, and hopefully there's a few decent perch knocking around. I've had them over £2 here before, which you may have seen on a previous video, but I've got a feeling there's bigger ones around. Let's see how we get on. There's a bite straight away. Fish on. Oh, and it's little perch came off. Let's try that again. There's a bite on the worm. Yes. What we got? Oh, little perch. There you go. Not the big one I'm after, but nice enough. Beauty. Come on. Oh. Fish. Yes. Little perch. Oh, that's a nice one. There you go. Not quite the 2-3 pounder I'm after. Okay, so it's just getting a little bit dark, and I've just hooked into a decent fish, decent bend in the rod. Let's see what it is. Hopefully it's a decent perch. Oh yes, that's a lovely perch. Yes, yes, yes. That's a beauty. Oh, that's got to be £2, hasn't it? Come on then. Yes. Oh, lovely colours on it as well. Brilliant. That's the one I was waiting for. Okay, there we go, lovely perch. That's got to be close to £2 I would think. Let's give it a quick weigh. Scales are zeroed already. There you go. So I don't know how well you can see that. That is £2 5 ounces. That's a great fish. Right, let's try and get a quick shot of it. There we go. Nice perch to end the session. £2 5 ounces. Not sure how well you can see that, but yeah, lovely, lovely little fish. So yeah, lovely. Really been feeding well as well. Great stuff. Let's get it back. Right then, let's get this perch back. Lovely fish, really good condition. It's fitting well to go. It's had a good rest. £2 5 ounces. So the pike fishing video has turned into a bit of a pike and perch video. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on and see if I can't get another one. Let's get it back. Hi, good afternoon. End of the session, back at the car now. So didn't catch anything more after the nice perch, but really pleased with the few fish that I've had today. So yeah, the pike was just under £10, but I think it was more to do with the method of the capture really than the size of the fish. He gave a good fight as well, to be fair, but yeah, it was literally just sort of dangling underneath the rod tip a little live bait. So yeah, that was a nice pike to catch today. Switched over to float fishing worms and managed a few small perch, and then that really nice perch just over £2 5 I think it was. So yeah, very good. Pleased with the session. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's just a few days after Christmas, so yeah, it was nice to get out and get some fresh air. But yeah, I hope everybody had a great Christmas and all the best for the new year. Thanks to all the subscribers and the feedback on the videos, which has been really positive. So thanks for that. And let's see what happens next year. So I think I'm on about 119 subscribers, about 20 videos, and coming up to a total of 10,000 views. So yeah, really pleased with that. Little old me going off fishing, and yeah, people seem to be enjoying the videos, which is really good. So next year, let's see what's in store. Hopefully some plenty of different venues and plenty of big fish, fingers crossed as always. And thanks again, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.